How many vehicles can one guy steal in 3 hours? Well, 39-year-old Jimmy Shoemaker Gonzalez was about to find out. On January 12, 2023, Gonzalez carjacks a Dodge Durango in Hartford, slashing the owner across the forehead with a knife. But here's where it gets wild. While driving through Farmington, he crashes the Durango after hitting a DOT snowplow blade. The vehicle ends up smashed into a fence and rock wall at the Westwood Desegdu condominium complex. He then abandons the Durango and goes shopping for a new ride. He tries stealing a Nissan Versa, but fails. Tries carjacking a Nissan Rogue, but fails again. Third time's the charm, though, because he successfully carjacks a Toyota RAV4, cutting that owner with his knife, too. By 12:30 p.m., Bristol police spot the stolen RAV4 at the Mountain Laurel apartment complex.
Oh, Bristol, he's got a cop car.
Go through it.
I'm gonna...
Get out of the park. Get out of the park. Go.
Freeze, stop!
Yes, he stole a cop car. Officer Seth Petzing fires 4 rounds. 1 hits the front fender, 3 strike the driver's side door, hitting Shoemaker Gonzalez in his right middle finger and both legs. Does he stop? Nope. He narrowly misses a school bus, glances off a building, and fled with gunshot wounds.
Bristol, still car 257. Jerome with me? Bristol, 17 units to the drive. 52. He's approaching Route 6. He's way ahead of me right now.
The suspect drove at extreme danger, weaving through traffic like he had a death wish. Even he probably doesn't know how he didn't crash by now. But here's the thing about driving like this. Your luck will eventually run out. And unfortunately for Gonzalez, the clock started ticking out a long time ago.
Suspect possibly hit once or twice on the southbound down Brook. He's at the garage for crimes. Southbound on Brook. If that's not someone down there, he activated the lights. Yeah. I need some caution tape down here as well.
Gonzalez crashed into Palma's Diner on Stafford Street, bringing the chase to an end. At the hospital, tests reveal Shoemaker Gonzalez had a blood alcohol content of 0.02 and tested positive for cocaine metabolite, oxycodone, and PCP. Released from the hospital on January 15th and placed in custody, Shoemaker Gonzalez told investigators he'd recently been released from jail and started doing drugs again. He claimed he didn't remember most of the day, didn't know why he went to Bristol. And here's the kicker. He said he didn't know why an officer shot him, doubted that the officer had a good explanation, and planned to file a lawsuit against police because nothing says innocent victim like a 3-vehicle carjacking spree involving a knife, assaulting multiple people, stealing a cop car, nearly hitting a school bus, and driving 2.5 miles after being shot, all while intoxicated on 4 different substances, right? The audacity is honestly next level. On May 7th, 2024, in Columbus, Ohio, a quiet afternoon flipped into chaos when Whitehall police got an alert from their flock cameras. A stolen vehicle tied to a previous aggravated robbery was moving through the city. But notice how all the worst idea of the week stories begin with something as simple as a license plate ping. This one was no different. Officers locked onto the car, confirmed the hit, and the moment they tried to intervene, the suspects hit the gas and turned a robbery investigation into a citywide chase.
Did you are required?
One down, one road. One down, one road. Don't rush. Down. Let's go. Down. 631 up to 640.
Thank you.
Here for 604 here as well. One for your house.
604 Channel 3.
I'm still southbound. Southbound Northville. So we come out to area of Walmart.
3 cruisers were already damaged, turning the pursuit into a rolling demolition derby. But the suspects still refused to stop. The number of people put in danger during this chase was insane, and every unit on scene was doing everything they could to shut that threat down before someone got seriously hurt.
Second one north now, I think. Yeah, northbound. This thing, dude, I got 6 of my eyes. Right, so he's going to be inside of this shopping mall behind the house on the downwest. Looks like northbound.
A Columbus officer lined up perfectly on the rear quarter panel and delivered a pit maneuver, but somehow the suspect survived it and kept running. He tore through an active construction zone with workers still on site. Moments later, the officer caught up again, and this time there was zero mercy.
631, 248,
I'm going to agree on all in this place.
631, climb in Riverbend.
Your job reading the entrance way field, the football stadium. Your left, Mount Street, or southbound.
Get out, get out.
Back to that road.
The Hyundai lost control and slammed into a tree, ending the pursuit instantly. Officers swarmed the vehicle. Both teens were taken into custody without further incident. Both already had a record involving stolen vehicles, and both are now being held in juvenile detention until their next hearing. Ever wonder what happens when a test drive turns into Grand Theft Auto? Well, Melina Logan was about to show us. On May 9th, 2024, Logan walks in a Honda of South Miami looking to test drive a brand new 2024 Honda Civic. Dealerships usually require a driver's license and sometimes even a salesperson riding shotgun for test drives. Well, Logan took the riding shotgun part literally. She waited for the salesperson to exit the vehicle, then just drove away with it. The Miami-Dade Police Department immediately alerted law enforcement agencies to be on the lookout, and just a few moments later the vehicle was located and the chase was on.
I'm behind it, 1560 behind it, southbound 826, approaching 58.
Hey, honey, I'll take the radio. We're southbound now, approaching 58th Street. Southbound now on the road, getting to 36th Street.
Logan actually surprised troopers with her driving skills, weaving through heavy traffic like she'd done this before. But the question is, how long can she keep this up in bumper-to-bumper Miami traffic before she makes a mistake? Guess there's only one way to find out.
We're trying to catch up here. I'm trying to get to him by
Southbound approaching 36. Southbound approaching 36. Signal 4, that's signal 4.
Hey, we're still southbound as you're approaching 2,000 Street.
Go behind it.
Is she still going for the vehicle? She's still going southbound. Therefore, you advise she's still going for the vehicle?
Multiple signal 4, multiple signal 4. She's trapped inside the car.
After crashing the stolen Civic, Logan exited through the passenger side and she jumped off the bridge into the water below. All units rushed to save her, but here's where it gets even crazier. While officers were trying to pull her out, Logan scratched one officer on both arms and briefly pushed another underwater. After a brief struggle, officers managed to bring Logan out of the water. She was placed in handcuffs and taken to a police car. Logan now faces charges of battery of a police officer and grand theft of a vehicle. On September 22, 2022, what started as a single vehicle crash on Interstate 75 was about to turn into something else entirely. While Trooper and MCCD Officer Sturdivant were handling their crash scene, a bolo suddenly dropped over the radio. White Mini Coupe fled from Ringgold PD. 2 minutes later, Trooper pulled in behind it, confirmed the plate, and flipped on the emergency equipment. The Mini Cooper wasn't just running, it was slicing through the night, weaving across all lanes, blasting down the right shoulder and squeezing between tractor trailers like it had something to prove one wrong move, and it could have turned into a multi-car disaster. Traffic was too heavy for stop sticks and far too chaotic for a box-in, so Trooper waited for the right moment. Finally, a stretch of open interstate appeared. No traffic, no obstacles, just Trooper, the suspect, and the decision that would end this chase. Trooper executed a clean pit maneuver, sending the Mini sliding into a clear area off the right shoulder. But momentum is a stubborn thing, and Trooper's patrol car lost traction too. Crashing off the roadway, Trooper cut himself free, pushed the airbag aside and climbed out the window, only to spot the suspect sprinting into the woods. The vehicle was cleared, teams spread out, and moments later the suspect was located hiding in the woods directly where he ran. In the suspect, 23-year-old Michael Benning from Tennessee was treated for a broken wrist before being booked into the Whitfield County Jail. It was February 3, 2025 in Columbus, Ohio, when officers with the Columbus Division of Police responded to a public library on North Nelson Road after receiving a call about a vehicle stolen at gunpoint. After talking to the victim, officers began using resources like flock cameras to track down the stolen vehicle. The vehicle was eventually located by the Columbus Police helicopter in the neighboring jurisdiction of Grove City, Ohio. When officers responded to the area and found the vehicle, the 16-year-old suspect took off and a pursuit ensued.
He's right in there.
Cruisers, he's coming back out. Okay, he's back on Southwest Boulevard.
Okay, was this at gunpoint?
738 firm.
Hey, be advised, Grove City says the car that was tracked said somebody was shooting out of the vehicle.
738 behind the vehicle. Careful, he's gonna blow this way.
Okay, continuing on Southwest. And he's turned northbound on Richard Avenue.
It's all slow enough, don't be afraid to pit him.
After one officer failed the pit maneuver, another officer immediately took over as primary and wasted no time trying to get this chase to an end. When you've got a suspect actively shooting at civilians, there's no room for hesitation or second attempts. It's time to shut this down.
We gotta clear the car if we get him stopped.
Once you're on it, stay on it.
Brakes.
Hey Mason, let us know if you see anything. Columbus Police, we're not leaving. We have a dog.
Let's get up. Let's get up.
Hands! Come here! Hands! Put your hands on the edge. Hey! Hands!
Officers quickly moved in and pulled him out of his hiding spot. A firearm was recovered near the suspect, and the Columbus Division of Police released limited video from this incident. So let's recap. A 16-year-old carjacks someone at gunpoint outside a library, leads police on a high-speed chase, shoots at innocent civilians, then thinks hiding in a dumpster will save him from a police helicopter. At 16 years old, this kid's already racked up charges that could put him away for decades. It was June 5, 2025, when a Perry Township police officer attempted to stop a white GMC Sierra with no visible registration, but Collins decided fleeing was the better option, and the chase was on. A state patrol helicopter tracked the truck as it barreled down highways at high speed.
Way left to center, copied, good stick, still eastbound Little Richmond. Chopper still does have it. Okay, Chopper does have it. You guys can back completely off if you want to and just make a loose follow. Hey, there's actually somebody in the bed of the pickup truck. White male with a gray shirt and black pants. Looks like either bald or really short hair, one of the two.
Completely bald, gray shirt, they just lost the tire. Hey, it looks like that male is messing with the ratchet strap trying to get on himself in the back out.
Yep, he's trying to dump boards. Use caution, guys. He's trying to dump boards on you. More boards, use caution, use caution.
Careful, Brad. It's coming.
More boards, watch out, guys.
As Collins continued driving recklessly, he veered onto US 35 and then onto Interstate 75. But here's the kicker. He was driving in the northbound lanes. Yes, wrong way. driving on the interstate. Troopers warned of the escalating danger, and seconds later, the inevitable happened.
Gave up an opportunity to get off, and he's still running into opposing traffic here. Passing over top of Ed Moses.
Gully to Cruz, I'm going to try to get down to 49 and block off the northbound traffic for you.
Multi-car crash, the white male's out on foot. Just south of the 51, start firing EMS. We're going to need at least 3 to 5 medics probably. We got multiple people running eastbound off the freeway. They're jumping down the onto the on-ramp here off of Sandridge, it looks like.
Near Dryden Road, the truck triggered a chain reaction crash involving multiple vehicles. Police arrested all 4 occupants of the truck after they tried to flee the scene on foot, because after causing among those arrested was Thomas Downey, who, along with Collins, now faces felony charges including vehicular assault and failure to comply. Collins and his 3 passengers were all taken to local hospitals for minor injuries before being taken into custody. Several innocent people from the other vehicles involved in the crash were also injured and hospitalized. In Jacksonville, Florida, one guy decided to steal a Toyota in broad daylight. Not exactly the smartest crime strategy. Ebola went out immediately, and it didn't take long for Florida Highway Patrol to spot him. From that moment on, things were already looking bad for him. But when troopers tried to stop the stolen car, he did everything he could to escape and fight his way out of the trouble he created.
Jackson 31 with the vehicle. We're coming out to five something. You almost came before the vehicle, Jack. South 5, 3, Romeo X-ray. Toyota Corolla, ready to go. Illegal traffic, 8 miles per hour, stop down on Paxton.
I don't know what it is, but Florida chases always have something wild about them. High speeds, heavy traffic, and suspects willing to risk everything just to get away, no matter the cost. But with Florida State Troopers locked in behind you, it's never a question of if you'll get caught, only when.
Coming back out, coming back out. Alright, back on car, back on car, so the traffic is 7 miles per hour.
Right on the radio. We're going out to the callers. We're making you traffic. Come on, callers. You are going straight through callers.
From here on, the trooper shifted things into a higher gear and closed the distance fast. A pit maneuver became the only real option. Either it would end the chase or at least force the suspect into making the kind of mistake that would finally put him in trouble by his own hands and his own decisions. After losing control, the suspect immediately bailed out and tried to escape on foot. But the foot pursuit didn't last long. Troopers caught him quickly and took him into custody without further incident. He definitely learned the hard way why you never run from Florida State Patrol. And with that, this chase comes to an end, as no further details were released about the suspect or the pursuit. On December 21st, 2024, in Kyle, Texas, what started as a simple traffic stop on Interstate 35 exploded into one of the most reckless chases the city has ever seen. Brace yourself. This one isn't like anything you've seen before.
Shoulder speed 74. Shot at him. Still on the right hand shoulder.
The suspect blew past officers, tore off the interstate, and plowed straight into a mall parking lot. But what he did just moments later was something no one could have been prepared for.
Going into the Killeen Mall.
All parking lots in sequence.
Alright, we're looping back around here.
Any quick rotates?
Down on the ground! Down on the ground! Down! Out of the way! Out of the way! I'm out of the way!
At this point, officers fired roughly 60 rounds at the suspect, fatally stopping him before he could drive deeper into the mall and into even more crowded areas. John Darrell Schultz succumbed to his wounds at the scene. Thankfully, everyone struck by his truck survived. Driving a pickup into a mall and trying to run people over is something you almost never see, and officers on scene had no choice but to open fire. In the end, John paid the ultimate price for his decisions. It was December 17th, 2021 in Hiram Sudi Road, Georgia, when a quiet afternoon patrol was about to flip into a full-blown pursuit, the moment a blue Dodge Charger with white racing stripes flashed across the radar at 84 and a 45. As Trooper turned around and activated his lights, the Charger didn't wait around, and the chase was on.
.684 Powell, and I'm fixing to be 1080. Hiram Sudi headed to Bill Carruth's blue Mustang white racing stripes, 1080. Bad 1050 in the school bus, bad 1050 in the school bus. Hands up! Hands up! Y'all sit tight. Sit down, get behind the windows. Give me units 1018, EMS 1018.
The suspect slammed into the rear of a school bus, then shot off the road and down an embankment. It's a miracle the crash wasn't 10 times worse, especially considering what Trooper discovered next. Approaching the wrecked Charger, Trooper shouted commands. Backup arrived and Trooper carefully guided the 5-year-old girl out of the passenger side to safety. Then officers surrounded the vehicle.
Driver, put your hands up on the dash and don't you move. I don't give a now, to be quite honest. You get your hands where I can see them. Who else is in the car? I'm coming down. Watch. Work around behind me, Truth. Keep your hands up. If you make any sudden movements, I'm going to kill you. You understand me?
The driver, identified as Isaiah Raphael Frank, crawled out and surrendered peacefully. EMS treated the injured passengers from the school bus, the child was transported for medical checks, and Frank was taken into custody. During the vehicle search, officers found a Glock 27 on the driver's floorboard, confirming exactly why Frank didn't want to stop in the first place. Frank was charged with felony fleeing, reckless driving, and possession of a firearm during a crime. One of many consequences from a chase that put a school bus full of passengers, a child, and half the road at risk.